This is the web series for the love of BIM, promoting Barbados, everything Bajan Canadian, and everything Canadian Bajan. Welcome to another episode in the web series for the love of BIM. I am your host, Consul General Sonia Marvel Carter, and we are already at December 19th. Christmas is upon us. 6 more days, actually. And right after that, the year comes to an end. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's still so much to do before the year ends. Actually, so much to do before Christmas comes. There's lots of Christmas joy and lots of information to share. Permit me to start with Harrell Phillips. I told you last week, Harrell is going to tell us about the HCQC Old Scholar Association. That's the Harrison College, Queen's College Association. So she's going to tell you all about what's happening with that association here in Canada and, of course, what they're doing in Barbados as well.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Harrell Phillips, and I'm the president of the Harrison Queen's College Alumni Association here in Toronto. Our first ever meeting was held back in 1998 with a handful of very excited and highly motivated alumni. And what we all had in common was a love of our schools and a burning desire to give back. So now fast forward 22 years, and our association, through many fundraising activities such as the Masquerade Ball, Spring Fling, Back in Time, and Days at Woodbine Racetrack, has allowed us to contribute to the Sports Pavilion at Queen's College, the Computer Lab at Harrison College, and more recently, we gave 20 tablets, 10 to each school when the schools went virtual. And as we know, there's still a lot more work to be done. HCQC Toronto is also part of the steering committee developing the plans for the Grand Reunion in Barbados in October of 2021. And that event will culminate in an evening of the stars. A beautifully produced tabletop commemorative book is being produced by Grant Morris, and the proceeds from this sale will go towards the financial goals of raising money for a myriad of initiatives for both schools. We have also recently formed a youth chapter, which has quickly become very invaluable to us. They developed the scholarship criteria, and just a few weeks ago, we were able to offer the Diana Messiah Memorial Scholarship to a Queen's College graduate and the Harrell Brathwaite Memorial Scholarship to a student from Harrison College. And these 2 scholarships will now be offered annually to graduates of both schools attending universities here in Canada. So you can see our fundraising is always at the top of our objectives, and we will continue to work very diligently, both alone and with our other sister partners, HCQC Alumni Association in New York and in Barbados, and the PTA associations, and with our partner to the Grant Morris Foundation. And through all of them, we will continue to ensure that we're able to support Harrison College and Queen's College however we can. So if there are any alumni in Canada who would like to give back to the school either financially or would like to become involved with the association, even in a very small way, we would love to hear from you. So please email us at hcqcaatoronto@gmail.com. That's hcqcaatoronto@gmail.com. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Continue to enjoy the evening.
Thank you, Harrell. And I'm sure the entire HCQC alumni, they are looking forward to their reunion in Barbados in 2021. But did you note something? Did you note that Harrison College and Queen's College have joined and they have come together to form one strong association? I think more of the old scholar associations here in Canada need to do that. They need to pool their resources and members in order to become or form a stronger association. But I am also very aware that that takes a lot of coordination. So I'm putting it out there. And if any of the associations are desirous of collaborating, let us know and we can assist you. Now I invite you to hear a little about the Donald Moore Scholarship Fund. But I hope you already know all about Donald Moore and his contribution to the civil rights movement here in Canada, having led a delegation to Ottawa in 1954 to challenge and change the Canadian exclusionary immigration law. Yes, a Black Barbadian man led that delegation. So if you have no idea who Donald Moore is, I invite you to read up on him. But in the meantime, hear a little about the scholarship fund in his name.
Donald Willard Moore was born on November 2nd, 1891 in Lodge Hill, St. Michael's, Barbados, and migrated to Canada in 1913. The history of the Black community in Canada cannot be told without recognizing the incredible work of Donald Willard Moore and his team who traveled to Ottawa in 1954, seeking changes to Canada's immigration laws and policies. In 1991, members from the Caribbean Black community came together to plan and host a brunch to honor Donald W. Moore's 100th birthday. Later, it was agreed to form the Donald Moore Scholarship Fund Committee with the goal in mind to establish a scholarship at George Brown College in Don's honor. The Donald Willard Moore Scholarship Organization established an endowment fund at George Brown College to award scholarships to students by encouraging, supporting, and promoting the advancement of education through the pursuit of academic excellence. The scholarships are awarded yearly to Afro-Canadian, Caribbean, and visible minority students who were in second year in the Bachelor of Science in Nursing or the Center of Business program. The following criteria must be met by the applicant: a minimum GPA of 3.0, display financial need, must be actively involved in the community and demonstrate leadership within that community, and write an analysis of the impact of Mr. Moore's work on the Caribbean community and Canadian societies in an essay. The scholarships are given out from the interest gained on the endowment funds, from private donations, and also from funds raised externally, through the hosting of picnics, gospel concerts, luncheons, and direct appeals to the community. Any donations received from the expendable fund and the interest from the principal fund are used to finance the yearly scholarships given to the eligible recipients. In 2019, a second scholarship was established for a student in the Center for Community Services and Early Childhood program within the School of Social and Community Services at George Brown College. To date, the organization has awarded 27 scholarships. Church services have been held to heighten the awareness of Donald Willard Moore's life, work, and outstanding legacy. To make a donation, please send your gift to the Donald Willard Moore Scholarship Funds, George Brown College Foundation, 200 King Street East, St. James Campus, Toronto, Ontario, M5A 3W8. Checks are payable to George Brown Foundation.
I would like to say a special thank you to the Donald Moores and the Senator Ann Cools of this world. The efforts of these persons and others have paved the way for some of the rights of the Blacks here in Canada and in the world, I dare say, to enjoy. So when you hear these names, know the history and know that they are persons on whose shoulders we stand. Proud Barbadians who fought for all Blacks and all immigrants in this land. There is more information to share out of Ottawa. Consular Andre Padmore, stationed at the Barbados High Commission in Ottawa, will give us an update on what is happening in that neck of the woods. Over to you, Andre.
Greetings, fellow Barbadians. My name is Andre Padmore, Consular and Chargé here at the Barbados High Commission in Canada. The High Commission is the primary diplomatic mission of Barbados in Canada. This is in accordance with Article 3.1 of the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations. Our office therefore represents the interests of the government and people of Barbados within the parameters of international law through direct interface with the federal government of Canada. Barbados and Canada have enjoyed warm and harmonious relationship since the 17th century. Indeed, Canada was one of the first countries to establish diplomatic relations with Barbados upon its gaining independence. Consular and diasporic engagement is the critical mandate of our office. You, the diaspora, have been identified by the government of Barbados as a key component to advance Barbados' development interests through your investment of time, talent, finance, creative ideas and networks. The High Commissioner is the head of Team Barbados in Canada. This team comprises the High Commission, the Consulate General in Toronto, which includes the Barbados Liaison Service, the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc., and Invest Barbados. Honorary Councils also form an integral component of our government's ability to meet the needs of the diaspora here in Canada. I would wish to point out that from here in Canada, Barbados is also accredited to other countries, including Bangladesh, Lesotho, and Zambia. Most recently, our office has been focused on reflecting the needs of Barbados to Canada as it seeks to manage in a COVID environment, including the needs for concessional financing and access to vaccines when they become available. On the topic of COVID, Team Barbados was instrumental in arranging and ensuring the transportation of nationals who were stranded as a result of lockdown here in Canada and the moratorium on international flights to Barbados. Just as importantly, our offices were able to secure the safe transport of Barbados migrant workers here to Canada. All at the core, our purpose is to ensure the continued development of Barbados. But we know that this is not an undertaking which we can achieve alone, but one that must be undertaken by walking hand in hand with all of our partners. Thank you on behalf of the Barbados High Commission here in Canada and Team Barbados at Canada.
Thank you, Andre. And we look forward to regular updates coming from Team Barbados in Ottawa. As Bajans, we should equip ourselves with the information on what the government of Barbados is doing on behalf of its people in all areas and at all levels. So not just the provincial and municipal levels handled by the consulate here in Toronto, but the federal government level, which is handled, of course, by the High Commission. And they have direct responsibility as the head of Barbados' mission in Canada. And before I drop a little more knowledge on you, I want to say a big shout out to Michael Griffith here in Toronto, who celebrated his birthday yesterday on December 18th. I pray that you had an awesome birthday, Michael, and you are having a fantastic weekend. I know your family has another big celebration coming up, but that's for next week's episode. We also want to say happy birthday to the Canadian Bajan twin, Kyle and Sabren Barnett. For those of you who missed the We Still Gathering event on November 28th, some of our government ministers in Barbados shared some information on what's happening in their ministries. People have been reaching out and asking if I can show some of those clips which they missed. I have obliged and secured some of the clips. So first out of the blocks will be the Minister of Tourism and International Transport, Senator Lisa Cummins.
Fellow Barbadians, my name is Lisa Cummins and I am the Minister of Tourism and International Transport. It is my absolute pleasure to join you for the We Still Gathering virtual event in celebration of our anniversary of independence. This is a special year, it's a challenging year, it's a year that we have not seen before, but we are Barbadians and we are gathering. We're gathering and we're bringing with us our resilience, our determination, our pride, our industry, our commitment, and our ability to overcome even the most significant challenges. But this year we're also gathering to bring new ideas, new vision, new passion, new trajectories for our industry, which is tourism in this instance, for which we are all responsible. I'm sure you've heard from others the importance of tourism to our economy, and you, the members of our family who are living and working in the diaspora, we are all looking forward to welcoming you back home as international travel normalizes. We're able to beat back this pandemic with vaccines, therapeutics, and interventions by way of restrictions on movement. But as we're able to welcome you back home, we're looking forward to welcoming you into a new tourism industry, a tourism industry that embraces the disruption that COVID has brought about, a tourism industry that allows us to propel into the new spaces driven by technology, a tourism industry that develops new skills for the future, new skills for a sector that is now being developed, a tourism industry that builds on our diasporic businesses, including those of you who are living and working overseas in international shipping, who are into food distribution, who are into the sale of Barbadian authenticity through products and services, we are looking forward to welcoming you into a new inclusive tourism model that integrates our value chain for products and service into all that we do as a people and to those that we welcome onto our shores. We're looking forward to offering to you new attractions, new products, experiencing Barbados in a new way, seeing things that you've seen before in a new light, and we're able to also share with you those things that you perhaps have not seen yet before, new attractions and new products. We're inviting you to come on a tour with us in virtual Barbados as we launch a virtual tourism product later this year. We are working with you. We want to invite all members of the diaspora, near, far, young, old, talented in all areas, to come on board with us. Share your ideas, share your experience, share your skills, share your networks, share your expertise as we build a new tourism economy, a new tourism sector, and a new inclusive model for all. Happy Independence, Barbados. God bless Barbados.
Thank you, Minister Cummins, for your presentation. And I know the rest of you are eagerly awaiting the other ministers in the coming weeks. And as I promised last week, Kevin Carrington will tell us a little bit about our honoree for this week, Mr. Harrell Jackie Gaskin.
Harrell Gaskin, land survey technologist, military engineer, and community builder. Harrell Jackie Gaskin was born at Rural Cot, Map Hill, St. Michael's, Barbados, and attended Harrison College. On leaving high school, he worked in many areas of the Barbados sugar industry before going on to study land surveying. In 1970, he obtained a certificate in land surveying from the University of London, UK, and in 1972, he was awarded a scholarship by the Canadian International Development Agency under the Canada-Caribbean Technical Assistance Program to study land surveying at Georgian College of Technology in Barrie, Ontario. He graduated in 1974 with an honors diploma in land surveying and was named to the Dean's List later that year. He emigrated to Canada with his family in March of '78, first settling in Winnipeg, where he worked on contract as an urban planning draftsperson for the town of Selkirk District. And at the end of his contract in 1979, he moved to Edmonton, Alberta. Now, he has worked in several areas of the surveying profession, both in Barbados and in Canada, including being an instructor and an examiner. After becoming a naturalized Canadian citizen in 1982, he enlisted in the 8th Field Engineer Regiment, now renamed the 41st Combat Engineer Regiment. He was the first black person to enlist in that regiment, and he has been volunteering extensively in the community, including serving as a secretary for the local Barbados Association and as a member of the Kadooment Singers, and serving in many capacities at his home church, St. Timothy's Anglican Church. Thank you, Harrell Jackie Gaskin, for your contribution to both Barbados and Canada.
We are just about out of time, folks. But before I sign off for today, I'm going to leave you with a little stocking stuffer from my friend Deborah's Christmas stocking collection. And this one is The Gift of Cherished Memories. The Christmas stocking collection for 2020. The Gift of Cherished Memories. This time of the year is particularly difficult for those of us who have lost loved ones. Let's share our stories and keep the memories alive. What's in your stocking? Thank you, Deborah. I know there are many persons who are sad at this time of the year because they're spending Christmas without their loved ones. Some for the first time, some not the first time. Some wounds are fresh and some are a little older. But I invite each and every one of you grieving, when you're ready, of course, to think about the positive memories. Share the stories. It really can be therapeutic. We recognize and acknowledge those who are grieving. And I send heartfelt condolences to the Bailey family in Calgary who lost their patriarch very recently. We pray God's comfort on his family at this time, especially his wife Velda and his children Anne-Marie, Damon and Manetta. Manetta also happens to be the president of the Barbados Association in Calgary. Yes, we may mourn with all of you, but we also celebrate the life of your dearly departed with you and hold on to those precious memories which forever keep them with you in your heart. We're really out of time now, folks. So join us again next week when we introduce a very special Bajan Canadian artist, Mr. Richard Jules. Trust me, you will be blown away by the levels to which Richard has gone to for his art. And as promised, we will also hear more from the government ministers in Barbados and our countdown to the end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021. So in signing off, I wish Bishop Fenty a happy retirement as I participate in his virtual retirement function tonight. And I wish the members of the Alexandra Old Scholars Association a wonderful Christmas event tomorrow, Sunday. Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. And I wish you all enough. Enough to satisfy your needs and enough to be able to share with others. As we celebrate, let us remember the reason for the season. Let us think of others as we ponder on the birth of Jesus and all that he stands for. Let us love our neighbor as ourselves. So stay safe and see you next week as we continue to represent. And why do we do it? For the love of BIM.